Michael. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you, Nikki?
Doing pretty good. So today we're doing a coach spotlight, and you've been added to the team as one of our coaches. We really enjoyed having you here, but it's time to catch up with you and we'll get a little bit more to know. We'll get to know you a little bit more today.
Sounds fun.
Sounds like a good time. So, why did you want to become a coach at Destination CrossFit?
Well, I've been coming here for a little over a year, and we had recently sold the business, the Walla Walla Bread Company, after about 10 years, and looking for a little change of pace, new adventure. Almost 25 years in culinary arts and being a chef and running restaurants, and need a break. But fell in love with the community of CrossFit, and was meeting new people and just feeling the best that I've ever felt. And so wanted to capitalize on that. But also, as Rachel, my wife, got into CrossFit about a year ago, she had a lot of questions. She has some challenges, disabilities that hold her back a little bit. And so it was one of those things where found myself educating myself to be able to help her. And that, just translated really well into, passing that along to others. So.
Cool.
Yeah.
And we love having her here. She's so great and such an inspiration. It's awesome.
Awesome inspiration.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
to me every day.
Yeah, absolutely.
I never get to complain that I'm tired.
Exactly, right? Shoot.
Yeah.
So who is your favorite CrossFit personality you follow on Instagram or follow on any of them?
Far and away, Rich Froning. I was really kind of hoping he'd take the individual invite this year just to see it. His wins were kind of before my CrossFit time, but I love watching him compete as a member of a team, somebody that accomplished, willing to work together as a team. Speaks a lot to their character, their personality. Share a lot of beliefs with them spiritually, so that's something that's really, really, really fun for me. Hillary, his wife, has just an amazing story. Can't watch any of those videos without kind of
good tear. Yeah.
Tearing up a little bit. I have Elijah is he's adopted to me, so that's something special also that we kind of share there. So just a lot of things, and then we got to go to CrossFit Mayhem in April, and he wasn't there, but got to meet some fun personalities and just have that experience kind of solidified how exciting it was. So
yeah. He is that space is beautiful.
Yes.
And so to see it in real life is pretty cool that you got to do that.
State of the art.
So what is your favorite meal?
Don't really have a favorite meal. As I mentioned, I was chef for 25 years. Done all forms of cooking in many different establishments, large and small, and so I love food. I actually have a slight problem where I get bored with it, so it kind of comes with the territory, so it's hard for me to eat the same meal repetitively. So if I really had like a childhood memory type food, it would definitely be mom's meatloaf. Mashed potatoes, corn type of,
Oh, yeah.
But her meatloaf was, spot on.
Special, too. It has all those memories. I love how food, brings out memories for you.
Exactly.
So what is I know there's a lot of good books out there and being a business owner, etc. But what has been, your favorite book you've ever read?
Not much of a reader, to be honest. I'm kind of a go-getter, so when I do finally sit down to slow down and maybe read something, I tend to fall asleep unless it's something I'm really really excited about. So, but I'd have to dig deep into the memory logs. I mean,
books that are good.
Yeah. So
that's all right.
Probably some boring culinary textbook that just like the French laundry cookbook or something like that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Those are page turners.
Yes.
So what's one goal that you've been working on here or anywhere?
Lately, In the early days of CrossFit, for me, it was all about mobility. Kind of came in thinking I had good mobility, and turns out I was dead wrong. Nothing was farther from the truth. So when I first started, pretty much anything overhead was not happening. Just range of motion, that kind of stuff. So I've come a long way there. Recently, I'm working towards trying to push my bench press PR, doing a lot of extra work outside of the box, and then as well as the power clean, any type of clean movement.
Yeah.
So probably one of my favorite movements.
Yeah. So do love the power clean.
Yeah.
Looks good. So how did you find CrossFit?
Amy Licati.
Yeah.
We worked together for many years when she was at Three Rivers. I did all their catering, large and small, weddings, wine dinners, little picnic lunches. So kind of watching her progress and, seeing the fitness journey that she was on always kind of piqued my curiosity. But again, I was working way too many hours in a day, 7 days a week. And so, but I have, or had, I guess, a bad lower back, a lot of bending over, lifting heavy bags of flour, just constantly on my feet. And so, once a year, I would throw out my back, like 3 weeks to 4 weeks, 6 weeks of pain.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of trapped in the same four walls every day, and kind of experiencing the same injury on a regular basis, and just kind of hit that I turned 39. It wasn't my 40th birthday; it was my 39th birthday, where I was like, oh my gosh, my last year in my 30s. So that kind of culmination of I got to do something different. I got to change my routine, my daily routine. I need something outside of work and my business to just break the monotony. I also knew I needed to get healthy. Truth be told, I was a smoker for 20 years.
Okay.
So I was ready to kick that habit because I was feeling poor, and it was starting to catch up with me, physically. And so there's a lot of those things, kind of that midlife crisis, if you will.
Yeah.
A little bit. Just the midlife awakening. You're like, wow, I'm not in my 20s anymore. I can't rebound like I used to. So Amy came into the restaurant quite a bit for breakfast, once or twice a week. And so kind of started asking the questions and hey, I'm kind of curious. I tried the why for years, but, like most people, I'd go once a year, and I'd go in there and have no idea what I was doing. Hard to find the motivation. And so the group classes were something that really drew me, having a coach in the class.
Right.
So kind of all those things, made a lot of sense to me, and came in and did foundations with Shane, and, drink the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, got the Kool-Aid. So what's your favorite movement and least favorite movement?
Least favorite movement by far is wall balls.
Just do them today.
I'm proudly ashamed to admit that I've successfully avoided wall balls for quite some time. I think since the Open, actually.
Oh, really?
I think that was the last time I did a wall ball.
Oh, wow.
I don't know what it is. They just gas me so quickly, and I just no will to go on. So there's so many movements where I'm like, I can do this. Keep pushing the wall ball. I'm like, get this thing away from me. So I need to do better. I need to put that on the goals list. So. Favorite movement, probably, as I mentioned, the power clean, the squat cleans were awesome. I hit 195 last week on a power clean, which was awesome.
Sweet.
Just like that, because it's all about technique. It kind of brings in so many different techniques correctly. It's incredible how much weight you can move around. You feel, it has that feeling of success. So, but, really, really knowing the technique of each kind of step of the process in that movement. So,
yeah, people study that for years.
Yeah, the slow motion videos are really fun to watch. If you're into that movement and you want to progress on it. Watch a couple of slow motion videos of exactly just the fluidity of the movement you don't even see until you slow it down. So
cool. So what's something you can expect from one of your classes?
From one of my classes, I want everybody to have fun. I enjoy trying to, I guess, inspire people to, whether it's just push their goals or, just feel better about their day, what they've achieved in the day.
Right.
I like to educate. I don't always feel like I'm the most qualified to do it. I'm learning. I've just got my L1. I'm still watching, yourself and Shane very closely, and to pick up those little cues and make sure that I'm passing on as much information as I can in class. So I think that's my primary focus in each class, is to try to have a good moment with as many students as I can and educate them on, the proper technique, the proper form, or just, health and nutrition, and, or even if it's something personal in their life that, maybe I've experienced that, Rachel and I are coming up on empty nesters, so we've raised 2 kids, and they're, going out on their own, so we feel like, we can be good points of contact for, people with young children or kids going into the teenage years especially. So,
right.
It goes beyond CrossFit, and I think that's what makes CrossFit community so special, is there are people from all walks of life, from teenagers to college kids, on up to, people in their 50s and 60s that are doing it for health and longevity. And we all have awesome life experiences that we should draw from as a family. And I think that's why it's so fun. And I see that every day, where they're, somebody may be like, hey, can I ask you about, something that's nothing to do with CrossFit?
Right.
And it's, of course, like I would, however I can be helpful. And it's the core of CrossFit, and, the community that comes from it. And I think that's what so many of us will say why we love CrossFit is, it's the reason it's the best hour of your day is the sweaty high fives and the pushing each other and getting into a workout side by side with somebody, and, and cheering each other on through the workout. Are some of my favorite moments of, kind of simultaneously doing the movements. You're chasing each other, you're competing with each other, but at the same time you're like, man, he's awesome, he's going to beat me, that's awesome, I'm so excited. But maybe, it's just, there's so many positive moments in that hour that I think is what draws people in. So it's exciting.
Yeah. Well, we are really happy to have you here, and we look forward to having more classes with you.
Being welcomed, and I'll be around.
Cool. Great. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.